to Mickey truth. I told y'all before 50 came along, Rick Ross and Big Meech had some kind of relationship already, dating back to the Blowin' Money Fast song, aka BMF. Y'all see, they kids went to prom together before 50 came along. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. We gonna talk some more about Tammy Cowins. I thought we put this to bed already, but apparently people are still not believing that Tammy is something fishy with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's coming out now trying to say that Meech had her do it, even though she testified in court, a sworn affidavit that he did not have any involvement. Yeah, she swore that she testified that she was trying to get his time cut, but she also testified that he had no idea what was going on. Plus, I got something else to show you guys, all right? But first, we want to talk about Bleu Davinci real quick, because he was one of the first ones to come on to YouTube and start with this. You know, nobody knew who Cuffy was until Bleu Davinci brought him to YouTube.
Okay, but at some point, you and Big Meech stopped talking.
Yeah, so we stopped talking. Me and Meech last time talking was 2017, right? So in 2017, we on the phone like normal, regular conversation one night. And then my homeboy that was with me, he was like, Tone Bird, he from BMF too. Tone was like, ask Big Homie what's up with the movie with 50, like what's going on with him from New York. I had to use my New York accent. Yo, what's going on with the 50 Cent movie? So I'm like, oh, yo, Meech, what's up with the movie, with the TV show? Like, where y'all at with that? He like, oh man, it almost done. The contract almost done. It almost done. We're gonna be starting. They're gonna be, starting to cast it or whatever, right? He's like, I just gotta wait to holler at Tammy before, you know what I'm saying, I know where we at with that. And Tammy is a government informant. So when he said that, I was like, Tammy, what you mean, Tammy? Like, you ain't heard what's going on with her? And they were like, shit, nigga, I heard some shit, but whatever it is, that shit ain't got shit to do with me. And he was like, man, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm like, all right, that's the last time I ever talked to him.
Now, why would Meech tell Bleu that Tammy is a federal informant in 2017? Why would he tell her that? Or why would he tell him that? And then why would Bleu say, I didn't know nothing about it, ain't got nothing to do with me? Why do y'all think that happened? Like, that conversation sounded so awkward. Is it me? Or did that conversation, from what he just described, sounded kind of awkward, right?
Next time I ain't even talked to him. Next time my cousin talked to him and said that he was trying to get on the phone with me while I'm getting into it with Lil Meech. Lil Meech came into one of the stores that I was working with, one of the exotic rental stores, to rent a car one time, and was talking shit, start talking crazy shit about me, nigga. And my son was in there working at the time too. I'm gonna have my son whoop his ass trying to let the kids lock up. You know what I'm saying? I was mad as a, but
Now, why did that happen? Why did that part take place? Why did Little Meech go into the store and start talking shit to Bleu Davinci? I wonder.
This shit just ended up stemming from a whole nother situation that was surrounding Meech that was going on and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
you want to pull up some paperwork? You want me to show you how to pull up some paperwork?
So you're
hey, you notice he changed the subject real fast, right?
talking about Tammy Cowins, right?
Yeah, Tammy Cowins.
Okay, now
she's a co-producer of the BMF Stars TV show.
Okay, and you're saying that she's an informant?
Definitely, 100%.
Okay.
She's been an informant since 2009.
Okay, so I'm on
2008.
The page right now.
Yeah, it's 32 pages or something.
I'm on the first page, and now it says, United States of America versus plaintiff.
Oh, don't worry, I got Pacer queued up already. Don't worry about that. We gonna see that.
And it says, Donnie Gatlin, Timothy.
Dion Gatlin. Shout out Cuff. Shout out Cuff. That's my Cuff. Dion Gatlin. Yeah, he's one of the first defendants. Yeah.
Okay.
St. Louis project was had.
So can you kind of break down this paperwork for me and how she's involved in this? And where can I go to look at?
Tammy Cowins is Big Meech personal assistant / business partner / whatever you want to call. You know what I'm saying? Basically she became the owner of what Meech has as BMF Entertainment, his company from prison. His company, she became the owner of it in 2008. And in 2009, she became a government informant. In 2010, she did a case that was pertaining to a guy that Meech met in prison and one of Meech's homeboys of 26 years.
Okay. Now, in this paperwork, it doesn't actually say her name.
Right, yeah. You will have to it don't say her name. It say her name on paper on the cover sheet, her actual name. But you know, this is a case, so they're not gonna be saying the witnesses' names in the case. They're gonna call them CS1 or CSOI or something like that.
They say his name in the paperwork, in Cuffy's paperwork.
Confidential source or whatever. It's confidential, bro. It's not public. That, you know what I'm saying? The snitch on the case is not public. You feel me? Until maybe after the case and the people was put away in prison and they out of government hiding and all that shit, and then you get some paperwork and then you might see it. Outside of that, you got to be tapped in. You got to have that pacer. Got to be able to pull cover sheets and shit like that. But when people read the affidavit, it explains to you exactly who she is. And then when people follow or know, or once you get to understand this situation, then you'll get to see exactly who Tammy Cowins is.
Okay, I'm gonna read a little part of it real quick, man. It says CS1's relationship with Flannery, Suarez, and Gatling. When CSI became a DA informant, CSI was and had been a longtime associate of Demetrius Flannery. Now, here's where it says CSI1 held Flannery's power of attorney and life rights with creative control. So,
now, when they're saying in this paperwork, Meech already knew her, or she became an informant after Meech knew her. They're talking about an informant in this case. She was involved in another case before this one. I think right before she became Meech's power of attorney.
I mean, she's the person that got his life right. So she's the person that 50 Cent got the movie from, the TV show from. That's the only way to get it. You can't get it from Meech because he in prison, so he can't DBA. He can't do business from prison. He's in jail. So he has to sign his rights to do his life story or do whatever he gonna do in his name over to somebody else. And Tammy Cowins is the person that was appointed to do all of that business. And she's the one that got the deal with 50. That case that you pulled up with that red docket number, it's a cover sheet that goes to that page that tells you what's inside of that packet. And it tells you all of the people, it tells you the defendants, it gives everybody, it gives the whole, it's a cover sheet. And the cover sheet it says the name of the actual informant, and it tells you here and after in this affidavit, this person will be named CSOI or COI or CI, however they name it. They take the name off, so don't know who the snitch is.
So for those that don't know, that was Bleu Davinci. He was a rapper that was affiliated with BMF back around 2003, up until he went to prison in 2007. I think he did like 5 years, or at least he was sentenced to 5 years. Now, there's some details he left out about Tammy Cowins. Some major details. All right. First of all, he said she became an informant in 2008 or 2009. She actually became an informant in 2008 when she informed on Terry White in another case. Had nothing to do with Meech. It was some dude that she was messing with on the side of her husband and Bleu Davinci, right? She had 3 dope boys that she was messing with. And she informed on one. Coincidentally, after one had just got locked up in prison. But I'm saving that in the video, okay? Just stick with me. I want to play y'all something so y'all understand what Rule 35 is, all right? Just check us out.
What about Meech?
Okay.
They bringing up this paperwork shit.
I was on the compound with Big Meech. As far as Big Meech himself, he never cooperated. Now, here's the thing, here's the catch. With that
Now, y'all say what y'all want about a gangster right here, but he's saying Meech never cooperated. Just listen, hear out the whole scenario, what they talking about.
Email. So now you got people gonna look at it both ways like, okay, common sense gonna say, did Meech ever talk with her and told her, if you do it, I ain't tripping? Because you got what you call Rule 35. It's mean like we could be doing time, and then tomorrow one of our loved ones or homies could hook up with the agent and say, look, I'm gonna make this bust, but I want you to get a credit to gangster. So they out there doing the dirt, and I'm just
that's
keeping
a cold guy.
And
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
The man, you know, most niggas put their girls in the business anyway.
Right.
Having around these niggas, she sitting around hearing the conversation. So, nigga ain't gotta tell this bitch nothing. She already
I'm
know.
gonna get my man out.
I'm gonna get my nigga out.
It's called control by.
Man,
That's what it's
he ain't, nigga, he
You
ain't.
ever hear somebody talk about a control by? Federal. Before we get sentenced, called 5K1, you cooperate, they're gonna cut your time at sentencing. But while you doing time, it's called Rule 35, meaning if somebody, any law, it could be state.
Your brother, your cousin, anybody.
Anybody.
I want to work to get my brother out.
And they're gonna cut his time.
Boy, that's a cold game.
Man, I done seen this. I just know how people.
So the
Now, what they're talking about is third-party cooperation, Rule 35. But did you hear what they said? They said it's common for a dude's girlfriend to try to get some info on somebody else to get the boyfriend out. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Nah? All right, I'm gonna show y'all. Because I'm gonna show y'all what Bleu Davinci was leaving out of that one interview. Some key things he was leaving out.
Which I don't believe he didn't know. I believe he knew. You know what I'm saying? He still basically made her the head of everything, controlling the BMF, the business. So that means you know what I'm saying? You know she did that, that means you condoned it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
in that case,
what Bleu Davinci saying is kind of lining up.
Cause Bleu Davinci had her down with me. So if he knew, then Bleu Davinci.
Nah,
right?
Bleu Davinci didn't put her down with me. Shit.
You know that's in that
bullshit.
paperwork on that case.
Hold on.
Did you hear what she just told him? She said she's saying if you saying Meech knew, then Bleu Davinci definitely knew. Because Bleu Davinci put her down with Meech. He says, no, Bleu Davinci didn't put her down with nobody. That's what Bleu Davinci is also saying too. I want y'all to hold that in the back of your minds though. Hold that in the back of your minds because it's gonna come back up.
Hold on. All right, everybody can stop talking right now because don't nobody know what they talking about. Now, at the end of the day, first and foremost, Tammy Cowins was Bleu Davinci bitch on the streets in 03.
I want y'all to keep in mind that clip was from March 2nd, 2023, okay? And like I told y'all from then to now, I've always been trying to get the backstory to the whole Tammy Cowins entering the picture type thing. Because like I told y'all, it was many confidential informants and snitches on the BMF case for sure, right? So again, we finally are connecting Tammy Cowins to other cases. It will be important to know the backstory. But you know what? That's for another content video. And trust me, there's going to be many more videos to come. Let's get to the timeline. As you guys heard just now from Bleu Davinci himself, he met or started messing with Tammy Cowins in 2003. So I feel like that's what we should start at. And just a side note, just to elaborate, y'all do realize I'm the female in the audio. Like, I'm the only one that was trying to really, clear the air. Like, okay, hold on now. If you saying Big Meech knew, then Bleu Davinci knew. Y'all heard that, right? Bleu Davinci said he ain't know shit. But he knew for a fact that was his bitch in 2003. So let's get to 2003.
Everything we talking about and all the people we talking about. That was my bitch. I put my dick in her ass on the motherfucking streets in 03. I told her. She ain't no Big Meech like that. She ain't know him. She ain't go to his house. She ain't know him. They weren't friends. She wasn't the personal assistant. None of that shit. She was my bitch. And I kept her away from the homies. That was my older bitch back then, to where, excuse me, lady, saying bitch like that, but that was my older lady that I would go hang out with at the end of the night when we leave the club and all that shit. But I wouldn't have her around all the hoopla, because I was young and I felt like This my older chick. I ain't finna have her around all these niggas and all this shit. You know, I chill with her on my own.
Let's break down what we know at this point for 2003. Bleu Davinci clearly says that was who he was smashing in 2003. He even went as far as saying Big Meech didn't know nothing about Tammy Cowins at that point. He didn't even bring her around him, okay? So, in my mind, all right, you messing with this lady, right, in 2003. Although you personally may not have around the crew, I'm pretty sure she knew you was connected to BML. Because if you watch any clips or any videos, like, he repped BML heavy back then, okay? So I don't think she was oblivious to that he was a part of BMF. Now, I'm gonna leave that there for at this moment, right? If we move on to the cuff case, mind you, Bleu Davinci woke this up when he went on Cape Capone, all right? Because I didn't know nothing about a cuff, okay? Nevertheless, he dropped documents. Now, I'm going to get into that document later in another video, but he dropped the documents nevertheless to this case. On that same case, Tammy Cowins allegedly, right? Because allegedly, is the CSI 1 on that case. In that document, and I'm going to tell y'all again, document 406, page 148, they ask CS1. This is what they asked. Now, is it fair to say that you testify that you met Mr. Flannery in about 2002, correct? CS1's answer, maybe. 2002, 2003, yes, sir. Question, okay. And you were actually introduced to Mr. Flannery, I believe, by his mother, question mark. Answer, no, by Barima McKnight. Question, I'm sorry. Answer, Barima McKnight. Question, Barima McKnight? And she was a friend of yours?
Barima McKnight is not a woman, y'all.
Answer, he is a friend of mine. Is a friend of mine. That's what it is, a friend of mine. Then the question was, he was a friend of yours? I'm sorry. She answered, he's a friend of mine, Okay? Not past tense. She made clear he is a friend of mine.
This was in 2016. She's saying Barima McKnight, aka Bleu Davinci, is a friend of her. Even though we know they started smashing in 2003.
Okay, now if I go back up to this document, this court hearing took place October 17, 2016. So again, she clearly says, look, she's elaborating and corroborating what Bleu Davinci is saying. They were friends. Now, she don't go in detail about the sex and all that, but Bleu Davinci did. So we can confirm 2003-ish, right? Bleu Davinci, aka Barima McKnight, and Tammy Cowins, allegedly aka CS1, definitely had some type of friendship in 2003 prior to the relationship with Meech. So that's where we are in 2003. Now,
and he introduced her to Meech in 2003. This is what she is testifying, saying on the stand. He says no, but she said this on the stand.
I'm gonna throw a little wrench out there for y'all. Hold on. Now, I wanted to ask Bleu Davinci this question the very first time on March 2nd when we dropped the content. However, I didn't get a chance to, but I want to know, what was the status of Tammy Cowins and her husband at the time? Yes, her husband. Now,
that is not what we here for. That is some whole other Jerry Springer mess right there, right? So, you see, you heard what they said about the Rule 35. It's so common. This is a Rule 35 is a common practice. It's more common with girlfriends who have boyfriends locked up. Bleu Davinci went to prison in 2007. She started informing in 2008. She didn't link up with Meech until 2009. Well, as far as what they're saying, you know, she didn't become his power of attorney until 2009. even though she met him in 03. And for some reason, Bleu Davinci is denying introducing them to each other in 03. We already talked about her relationship with the DEA agent. That's like the whole big thing. They're saying that's why Meech didn't get his time cut, because she had a relationship with the DEA agent, and that messed up the whole thing. Well, I guess I got that case thrown out, right? Well, Cuffy still went to prison on a murder trial, on a murder case. That's why he's locked up, not on a drug case. He's not locked up on a drug case. But I just got Pacer pulled up. We're going to go over the testimony from DEA agent Keith Cromer. Now, this is from a redacted file, so it's just excerpts of his testimony. All right? So as you can see, United States of America versus Dion Lamont Gatling and defendants, other co-defendants. So it's excerpts A, B, and C of volume 5 of the Franks hearing, okay? So we got 3 excerpts, excerpt A, B, and C. Excerpt A is mainly just the lawyers doing a bench meeting with the judge, saying that he's probably going to invoke his 5th Amendment right, the DEA agent, that is, Keith Cromer, okay? But I'm going to skip past that and get to excerpt B because that's where we want. But I am going to scroll slowly so you guys can come back to this part, pause it, you can read it for yourself. That way you know I am not leaving anything out, okay? I'm not trying no funny business. You guys can come back and read it for yourself, all right? Here we go. Excerpt A, page 4 of 18. Page 5 of 18. Page 6 of 18. Page 7 of 18. Page 8 of 18. Page 9 of 18. Now we're going into excerpt B. This is where we want to be right here. The following is a portion of the testimony of Keith Cromer taken on October 21st, 2016, and is an excerpt from volume 5. These proceedings were held at the bench and are sealed. The court, you want to take a break, Mr. Wembley? No, we can get through this real quick. The court, just get Agent Cromer to identify who CS2 is on the record. I don't know if they ever identified that person. Okay, can you identify? The court, you need to give him a name, then you can confirm it. Question, when you're talking about the second, answer yes. Question, confidential source that was working with the person we've described herein as confidential source number 1. Answer, yes. Question, are you talking about a person that went by the name of CS2? Answer, yes. Yes, sir. Question, and if I call her confidential source number 2, answer, yes. Same rules apply. So I guess confidential source number 2 was also Tammy. I'm not understanding it. Question, can we agree that we'll just be talking about CS2? Answer, yes. The court, and same thing, no disclosure of name of confidential source number 2. The witness, yes ma'am. The court, I have to take a break at 11:30 so that I can have some other court proceedings. Believe it or not, I have to do other cases, and so I do not know how close you are to being done, Mr. Webley. Mr. Webley, not close. The court, not close. Mr. Webley, not close. The court, okay, well, I'll let you keep asking questions until 11:30. If we take a break now, it will really just have to be 4 or 5 minutes, then we can. Let's just do it in 5. Let's just do a 5-minute recess. All Blah, 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 blah. Bench conference concluded. The following is a portion of the testimony of Keith Cromer taken on October 21st, 2016, and is an excerpt from Volume 5. These proceedings were held at the bench and are sealed. The court, go ahead, Mr. Webley. I need you closer to the microphone. Agent Cromer, thank you. Direct examination continued. Mr. Webley, question. Did you tell CS1 to advise DEA agents in St. Louis in August of 2012 that Demetrius Flannery was supposed to get a cut of the proceeds of drug transactions between Fidel Suarez and Dion Gatling? Now, what does that sound like to you? That doesn't sound like they thought that he was trying to set Gatling and Suarez up. It sounds like they were setting Meech up too. Now, answer. No, she told me that. And then I imparted that information through initial discussion. But I believe that was before August of 2012. That was prior to August 2012 with that information. When I had my initial conversation, when I spoke to the agents of St. Louis, I explained to them how the numbers came up, the information that was provided to the CS, and who provided CS1 with that information. Because the gentleman you just said, I don't know. The gentleman who you say, I think they call him Meech or something. I believe that's his name. He was in prison with Fidel. And Fidel and him worked out an agreement that Meech would set Fidel up with a friend of his, which is Cuff, to get together and sell drugs. So that's the only thing I knew. Fidel is Suarez. That's the plug. In a seat. Hitting. So when I talked to the agents in St. Louis, instead of me, I told them initially, but I asked them, did you want to speak to her? Speak to CS1. When they said yes, I patched her through her phone and the agents spoke to her themselves. So there was no reason for me to explain anything. We were done. We let St. Louis run the ball game from that point. Question, did you ever tell CS1 to lie to the DEA agents in St. Louis about anything concerning Dion Gatling? No, sir. I didn't even know who. I didn't. I want you to understand, I've never seen him. I didn't even know what his name was. I just had the nickname Cuff. That's all I need. And so there was the court. Just answer the question, Agent Cromer. Answer, no, I never asked anyone to lie about anything. Question, did you participate in an interview with the government authorities on August 19th of 2015? And they're asking what date it was, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Webley, I think this is back at the bench. Saying, yeah, you can ask him about that, da, 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 da. The court, just tell me generally what you want to talk about, and I might agree with Mr. Herman, blah, blah, blah. We're still at the bench here. Bench. They're basically what they're discussing is putting stuff in there on the record about CS1 because they're talking about witness safety. You don't believe me. So the only thing we're concerned about putting in the public record are things that might implicate witness safety. Okay? So let's try to get back to the testimony. Bench conference concluded. Here we go. Oh, nope, they cut the rest of it off. So now, from the DEA agent's testimony, to me personally, it sounds like they were trying to line Meech up as well. But for some reason, she recanted on Meech's part. And just to let y'all know, Suarez never did no time on this either. Cuffy the only one sitting in prison, and that's because they got him on a superseding indictment. Because they got him on a superseding indictment. Oh, damn. I mean, so, like, are y'all starting to really understand this now? What motivation does Tammy have now to switch up her story and say that Meech put her on Cuffy? First of all, the story with Cuffy, it don't even make sense. And when Cuffy tells the story, it doesn't even make sense. He's saying Suarez, who's the Mexican cartel plug, was the original target, and he accidentally got put into it because he just called at the wrong time and Agent Cromer was there. And the DEA decided to go against him, or to go after him and not Suarez. Since when the fuck are the feds not going to go after a supplier? When are they going to go after a dealer over a supplier? When the fuck does that happen? Like, seriously. Listen, I don't know Meech. I don't know anybody in BMF. I don't know them from the man in the fucking moon. I'm not a fanboy of any fucking body, including them. But I like the truth. Before I got on the YouTube and all this kind of shit, I researched World War II. And not the shit that we learn in school. Some other crazy ass shit that had to do with World War II. That's what I did. That was what I did for fun. I still do it from time to time. Research World War II stuff. I know a lot about World War II that we didn't learn in school. I know it's weird, right? Don't judge me. Shut up. Anyways. So, to me, this sounds like they was trying to get Meech too. And for some reason, she didn't give Meech up, but she gave Cuffy up. And guess what? They're saying that the whole drug case got threw out because it got found. What Bleu Davinci said, oh, well, you know, Cuffy's wife put an investigator on him and found out that her and the DEA agent were messing around and sleeping together. That's not how that happened. That's not how it got exposed. It got exposed because Tammy put it out there. After she found out that she was going to be in the paperwork. They were going to find out who the informant was in the paperwork. So, what did she do? She exposed the Agent Cromer dude for their relationship. The pictures that they showed in court, the pictures that he got fired for, were from her phone of them two together. That's how that happened. It didn't just get put out there by some private investigator hired by Cuffy's wife. It didn't just get put out there because somebody accidentally found it. Tammy put it out there. Allegedly. All this is allegedly. Well, except for what's in that paperwork. That's factual. Can't nobody sue me for that. Come on. Now, what if Tammy does come out and says, hey, I lied on the stand. Meech did put me up to doing that stuff. Could she be facing some legal ramification? And honestly, I think Bleu Davinci put her on Meech. That's my thinking, because he was the one smashing her. He's admitted he was the one smashing her. He even says in one interview up until he went to prison in 2007. But you see, she testified in 2016 they were still friends. Was he still smashing in 2016 after he got out? Let's not forget, he did take a deal. He cooperated with the feds. He had like a safety valve or whatever. Right? Which means he had to cooperate. He had to give up some information. Look up what a safety valve, like look up what it is, what you have to do for a safety valve. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna do it for y'all.
Hi, I'm Dan Chambers of Chambers Law Firm. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about the federal safety valve provision. Now, it's kind of a weird phrase, but what it's designed to do is it's specifically focused on non-violent drug crimes. If you're being accused of a drug crime you might be eligible for the safety valve exception. Now, why is that important? Well, under federal law, if you meet the qualifications for the safety valve, and I'll go over a couple of the requirements in a moment, you can avoid mandatory minimum sentences. That's a thing in federal court. So for example, in the old days, before the safety valve, if you were caught with a certain amount of drugs, for example, you might be looking at a mandatory minimum 5 years in federal prison or 10 years in federal prison. It was mandatory, the judge had no discretion and had to impose it. But as we've progressed as a society, and recidivism is something that we're trying to avoid, and that we actually want to rehabilitate our people that are committing crimes, we've now gone to the safety valve. The safety valve was passed to allow nonviolent drug offenders to avoid those mandatory minimums I just talked about. Now, who qualifies? Well, you have to have minimal or no criminal record. You have to cooperate with the government and tell them everything that you know about the crime you're being charged with, sort of a cooperation clause, if you will. You have to have no firearms with you during the commission of the crime, no acts of violence, and there's a couple of other requirements as well, a total of 5, but those are the most important. Now, if you meet those qualifications, you can then go to the U.S. Attorney and say, hey, I think I qualify for the safety valve, and because I do, I'm outside of that mandatory minimum. I'm entitled to probation or maybe only a year in federal custody. So it's a big deal if you can qualify, but it's complicated. There are things that can disqualify you that are trapped in the fine print. So if you're facing a federal drug crime in particular that doesn't involve any violence, you might qualify for the safety valve.
So that's what you have to do for federal safety valve. You have to cooperate. Now, can anybody think of a BMF incident that happened not too long after Bleu Davinci went to prison? I can.
With 4 new big arrests, Atlanta police believe they have just about shut down the so-called Black Mafia family. And as our Julia Harding reports, these suspects were hiding out in one of the city's most popular areas.
U.S. Marshals say this man, one of Atlanta Police Department's top 10 most wanted, and a member of an organized crime family, is now behind bars. U.S. Marshals tell me they arrested 37-year-old Ernest Dennis and 40-year-old Jonathan Manigo here outside a Buckhead hotel. Both men, they say, are members of the so-called Black Mafia family, or BMF.
Anyone tied to BMF typically has an extensive criminal history, so we consider them to be very violent.
Investigators say the organization BMF is heavily involved in drug trafficking and has been in Atlanta at least since 2004. At that time, federal agents seized this limo with secret compartments that had almost $1 million hidden inside. Within the last 2 weeks, U.S. Marshals and Atlanta police have arrested a total of 4 BMF members, including these 2 men, Ricardo Webb and Tovis Raines.
I don't know, bro. I'm pretty sure this happened after Bleu Davinci got locked up. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that. This could have happened after Meech got locked up, for all I know. But I'm pretty sure this happened after Bleu Davinci got locked up. I think this happened in 2008. Yeah. This happened in 2008. Right after Bleu Davinci got sent to prison. Almost $1 million in this Hummer, in this limo. I don't know. I mean, I gotta go with the person who served only 5 years, who cooperated with the feds, who was smashing Tammy from 2003, admittedly to him by him from 2003 to 2007. She started cooperating with the feds in 2008. I'm sorry, he got locked. He didn't even go to prison in 2007. He just got locked up in 2007. He went to prison in 2008. That's when she started informing. The same year he went to prison. And y'all mean to tell me that she was setting people up for Meech? Now, she might have took Meech out of that equation with Cuffy and Suarez, once he signed them life rights over to her and she realized she was about to make some money. Come on, y'all. That's why Bleu Davinci be so animated when he be talking about it. And you notice, like that first interview from the clip I saw, he didn't mention that they was messing around. Now maybe throughout the whole interview, because the whole interview was like 2 hours long or something like that. Maybe they did. Maybe he did mention that he was smashing her since 2003. Maybe he did mention it then. Either way, bro, that was your girl. Why would she start informing for Meech and not you? Anyways, y'all think about that shit, man. Y'all think about that shit. Stop me writing 50. If 50 is wrong, matter of fact, we don't even care. We just doing this for entertainment. I get it. Some people in the comment sections don't get it. This is entertainment. This is something we all do in our spare time. We all have lives out here. This is not conducive to our lives, but we like doing this. And I'm talking about people watching this and shit. People watching this shit too. That's just for the outliers in the comments section making, who cares? Who wants to watch? Even though you don't watch the whole video. Either way, your boy King Charm. If you made it this far in the video and you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're growing fast. We done blew past 2,500 just like that. I was planning on making a video and announcing we made it a quarter of the way to our goal of 10,000, but we blew past that. We had 2,700. Let's keep this shit going. The goal is 10,000. I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We gonna make 2025 the best year for this channel, for YouTube. We gonna do our thing over here. You feel me? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all drop me a comment. All that is free for y'all to do, and it helps the video get into the YouTube algorithm. And when the video gets into the YouTube algorithm and I start getting thousands of views, guess what? Your boy gets paid.
Show me the money.
I got bills. I got a house. I got a wife, kids. They're expensive as shit and they get on my nerves. Like, I'm just playing, babe, not you. It's your boy King Charm. I'm out of here. Gotta go get some more Hennessy. Peace.